Okay, everybody, I'd like you to make welcome our guest on Chaos tonight, Rove McManus.
Thank you very much.
Rove.
Pleasure to be on Lewis Live.
Right.
Thank you very much.
It's the next show, actually.
It is. We've just knocked down a couple of letters. We've got the O.
Yeah,
we'll work our way on.
We were thinking about doing that, actually, but a few problems with the lighting, apparently. Tell us about your tonight's show on Channel 31.
The Loft Live that we had on 31. It's very similar to, or it was very similar to the American formats. Me sitting behind a desk with the two chairs. I guess it's similar in format to what Sean McCarthy does at the moment, with him sitting behind the desk and his guest sitting adjacent to him, so it was very similar to that. Opening monologue, we had a few regular segments and I think about 2 or 3 interviews a show, a stand-up guest and a band, in a nutshell.
Oh. Was that a stand-up comedian?
Yes, we would have a stand-up comedian every week who would, a different person would come on, just a guest comedian, similar to what we have on Rove Live at the moment.
And you'd do a stand-up comedian section yourself on that show?
No, I would do, as I do now, I would do an opening monologue, we call them. I don't know what we called them back then, probably the same thing. And, but we would have a guest comedian would appear every week on the show.
Okay. And did you scout for those yourself, or?
Oh, I did. Most of them were just friends. I just knew were around. And
so you had to recycle them every 3 weeks then?
Yeah, because I had 3 friends. Wow, thank you very much. That's very generous of you. Yeah, we just sort of scout people, and also once we were up and running, you know, people were coming to us and saying, "Hey, can I come on and do a spot?" So we certainly didn't run out of people.
Yeah, right. How long did it take you to get establish a bit of a reputation, where you got to the point where people were coming to you rather than you chasing them?
I think our first run was 6, maybe 7 weeks, and after that we did okay. About halfway through our very first series, we had the Leader of the Opposition in Victoria on as a guest, which was a big deal, and I think for us that was a bit of a turning point, because up until then, our very first show we were meant to have, and I'm not afraid to name names here, we were meant to have Jeremy Sims on. Yes, Chance's star, Jeremy Sims.
Was he going to do that naked, or?
Unfortunately, no. He was doing he's got a theatre company, I think. Pork Productions, a theatre company.
Pork Chop, isn't it?
Pork Chop Productions, yes. And so he was going to come on and talk about that. They were doing a production of Hamlet or something. And I was just about to walk out, live to it, just about to walk out to open my very, very first show. And our assistant producer came up, tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Don't introduce Jeremy Sims, he's not here yet." And he just didn't show up. And we called him up and said, at the end of the show, "What happened?" "Oh, I forgot it was on."
He forgot?
So
no respect.
That was the kind of clout we had, Lewis, at the very start. So much clout, people didn't even feel the need to turn up.
And how's that carried on now? Now that you've got your own show?
Now they turn up, thankfully.
But have you got Jeremy Sims on the show? Have you said, "No, he's not coming on my show"?
Simsy doesn't stand a chance, not on my watch. Oh, he probably will, I don't know, if he ever had something to promote, it would be a very interesting story to tell. I don't know if he'd ever remember that. I did do an interview with him later on. He apologised, and we got him back on the show, and he did a make good, but I don't know if he'd remember that.
So you don't hold a grudge?
No, no grudge.
How disappointing. The power! Unleash the power!
I know.
Make them pay!
They will pay all
those early days when you were trying to make it. And
just go, yeah, she knocked me back.
Exactly. So how did you get from Channel 31 to where you are now?
Well, first off, it was Channel 9. I was doing little bits and pieces in between. I had a few regular spots on Good News Week and Recovery and shows like that. But it was Channel 9. Our current executive producer was working at Channel 9 at the time, and our series producer, our current series producer as well. The two of them, I think it was Rob. I think he was around at the moment. Our series producer Rob really had noticed me and alerted our executive producer Craig Campbell.
Removing from the premises.
This kid is good. Stop him now. So they had got a few tapes, and I don't know whether some of the guests we had on the show, because we had a few Channel 9 people come on the show. We had a good reputation with 9, actually. They were very forthcoming with their guests. They were very happy to hand their talent over, which was nice. So I think from that, they just became aware of what I was doing, and unbeknownst to me, a few tapes were being circulated, and then a call came through.
Was that a deliberate strategy on your behalf to sort of get in good with Channel 9 and, you know?
No, not at all. I actually thought they were full of shit when they called me up. They said, you know, I had a meeting with them and they said, you know, we're interested in... Well, I didn't know it was a meeting. It was just I happened to bump into them, and they had all been planned by them, but I was a little unaware of that. And there's all this talk of, oh, so, you know, what are you doing? And we've got a few slots open at 9. You'd be good for that, we think. And so I thought, oh, yeah, sure, but you hear about that kind of thing all the time in this industry, so I didn't think too much of it. Next day, my manager called me up and said, did you have a meeting with someone from Channel 9 last night? And I said, I think so. And he said, well, you should tell me when these things happen because they've made a bid and they're willing to talk and all this kind of stuff.
So they deliberately orchestrated it so your manager wasn't around?
Yeah, I was out with another friend, a friend of a friend who knew Craig, who's now our executive producer. And he was at 9, and then yes, this guy said, I'm just going to have drinks with a friend of mine at 9. You know, why don't you just come along? And I thought, oh, I was going to go home, but he was giving me a lift, so I said, well, all right, I'll tag along. So I thought I was going along to just, 2 friends are catching up, and I'm just going to be the third spoke in the wheel. But as it turns out, it was all a ruse.
I see. And what's been your most unsuccessful moment on television, would you say?
We had a stand-up comedian on whose name was Scott Capurro, and he said some stuff which got us in a whole lot of trouble. So that was.
This was on The Loft, or?
No,
you didn't have to worry about trouble back in those days, did you?
No way. I don't think we had much controversy on The Loft, except for when equipment would blow up and things like that. And there was one show we had to actually drag. The show we finished about 15 minutes early because our microphones blew up. We had no sound.
That's nothing. That's
as if that would ever happen. But yeah, this other incident was while we were on Network 10, live to a nationwide audience of over 1 million people. And
what happened there? Well, you said
he just said some. A lot of the material was about having sex with religious deities, and so it surprisingly got us into a bit of trouble.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
As those things can. And also, so who's been your most intimidating guest? Would you say?
Intimidating? I guess.
Do you get intimidated by your guests ever?
Intimidated? Not really. I still get very excited when we get people on. Most of the people we get on, I'm a fan of what they do. So it's actually especially when the wrestlers are on. So it's very hard to tread. You got to tread that fine line of being very eager to talk, but not too eager. You don't want to be going, oh my god, and can you sign this?
For my mum.
Yeah, of course. Whose name is Rove too.
Yeah.
As luck would have it.
Yeah.
I guess the first time we had Russell Crowe on, I was a bit intimidated. I thought, you know, he's a very imposing man, and he has a bit of a reputation, but he's a sweetheart. He's loved, but he was wonderful, and you know, actually get along quite well now. So it's all. I think after an incident like that, you realise, oh look, most of these people, you wait until they get here before you make any judgment of what they're going to be like. Because most of them, the more famous people I meet, the more I realise they're actually most of them are very down to earth and no different to the rest of us.
Right. So
except for stuck up.
Yeah, like who?
I'm trying to be funny.
Oh. No one's stuck up in show business, of course.
No.